so there's, okay, so there's two or three different ones. Those are the ones that I have.
Are you photographing me, Massa? My royalties aren't much. Is that alright? Or flat fine?
This way you're only 8 years old.
Exactly.
I'll settle and say what I know what you know now. What different things would you have done?
Oh, there's a few others.
I think I know less now than I did then.
John.
So I got asked about 20 minutes ago if I would MC. So, yeah, why not? So where is the birthday board? Where is he?
I don't know, Floyd.
He's gone.
He's done a runner.
He's hiding. Okay, look, I know he's a little bit uncomfortable about this number 80. We would think he should hold his head up high and be bloody proud of it because it's a milestone. And what I'll just say briefly, what I'm going to do is I'll just say a few words briefly, then I'll get Chris, who's known Ian back in, since Ian came along, to say a few words. And then what I'll do is I'll open up the floor. If anybody else wants to say a few words, there'll be an opportunity to do that before we have some dinner. So with Ian and I came along, we joined this sport, we joined Herne about 27 years ago.
Yay!
We were pretty young back then, Ian? When we turned up, we'd go over the back and we'd be playing for a week, a month, whatever. We'd be throwing ball along and we'd say to the people running the tournament, if there's anybody here who wants a player, we're looking. And people would turn up, they'd get given that offer and they'd say, well, wait and see who else turns up. And that's a true story. That happened for a long time. And Ian and I, we just trained and trained and trained. And it's also a true story that those people who wouldn't practice with us, we slowly chopped them all down. And then we were playing with even stronger players. So, Ian and I had done our first Oceania in 1998. We started playing in 96. It was pretty easy to be in New Zealand rep back in those days. And it's pretty easy now because even Tannel's made his way in. So we've done, what people may not know is that, what I will say before I hand things over to Chris, is what people will not know is that Ian has represented New Zealand 18 times. 18 times. That's pretty, I went up to the PNZ website just to check that out, so it's a fact. And the last time he represented New Zealand was not that long ago out here for the Trans-Tasman, and he won 10 games out of 10. So for the rest of us younger folk, there's still hope. So anyway, Ian, we've been in each other's Petanque worlds. We've played together, played against each other for 27 years now, and you've always been an asset to this club. And so I've been told to chuck this at you. This is for you. I think you should probably open it in front of everybody. I don't know what's in it. I've got no idea. So let's see. Open it up.
I do need some new underwear.
It's a little jacket for the doggy.
Sorry, I'm making a mess of the package.
Come on, Ian, rip it out.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll hand things over to Chris. And then
So when my uncle, who was the greenkeeper here, Uncle Colin, when he turned 80, well, he was ancient. Right?
what are you saying, Chris?
That's right. 80 is, well, Ian's made it, seem like quite a young age now. And
We thank him for that.
that's right. And I remember my uncle when he was the greenkeeper when it was a bowling club from 1959 right through, and he had a glass eye from when my dad had thrown some sand in his eye when they were kids, and the terrain used to be all shell, and he lost his glass eye one day, and I walked up and down and I found his glass eye, and it just made me think of Ian because his 80th was...
And he's still got his eyes.
Something special, but then, so Ian came around in about 96, we'd been sort of going for 4 or so years by then, but not that long. And Tiki was the big gun. I mean, not Tiki, Neo was the big gun, and Georgia hadn't arrived, and the big thing was to beat Neo, and I remember Ian and I played in quite a few tournaments together. We never went to the World Champs together, but we did go to Avoca, which is the wine region in the north of Australia. And that was probably better than go to the World Champs, because we got to drink wine, and of course we were talking about it before, and neither of us can remember who the other people that went were, apart from our old mate Terry. But I'm sure there were a whole lot. We just both getting old, but I'm not 80 yet, lucky. No, so Ian's one of those that's just sort of kept going and stayed at the top all the way through. And good on you, Ian.
And what's Ian at the moment? He's in something even now, isn't he?
Oh no, what's Ian now?
They've shown the clear.
Oh yes, well there you go.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, yeah.
so he's always been lovely. So wherever we've gone, he's taken photographs, and that's that's great. And I don't know.
To Avoca, and Ian was part of the group, and he's always been the one with the ladies here, and we didn't know this, but they all liked him. And we went into the outback. We had these little cabin things, and we're playing different games. And anyway, Ian says, "I've had enough for the night. I'm going to bed." He said, "Are you sure?" Ian? He said, "Yeah." He went into his room, and he had his room on his own. And this lady followed him in.
Oh.
And she wasn't a bad looking lady, I have to say. But she followed him in.
She'd had a few wines.
She'd had a few wines.
Quite a few,
but Ian went as stiff as a board. Not literally, but didn't know what to do. And he came out looking like a ghost. It was so funny. But he used to go...
How was the Petanque the next day then?
It was completely shocked. I used to go with Terry, and Terry was a very good friend of Ian, and a really good companion to go with. But if you think Ian's slow, you don't remember Terry, because we'd all get out of the car and we'd get to the terrain and say, "Where's Terry?" And he's still trying to get out of the car. Ian's shot a whole reel of photographs. And Terry's still trying to get out of the car. And there was one photograph, and Ian could probably share it with all of you later, where Terry was playing in a high-vis vest, and there's this photograph where he's pointing at the cock, and there's two kangaroos next to him, and they look like they're his partners.
Yeah, that was it hanging right.
We had some fun. We had lots of fun. You're a good person to travel with.
Indeed, indeed.
And we were having issues. And we arrived at Hanging Rock or Avoca. Anyway, Ian and I were sitting on a bench where everyone was playing and so on. And I was crying because of what do you do with this child? And he was so gorgeous because, I'm all upset and anxious. And he said to me, all of these moments with your child kicking out as they do are all the qualities of CEOs and managers and so on, and it really calmed me down. And she did do okay in the end. And anyway, we're sitting there and I'm having a moment, and he was all lovely and so on. And then we all play, and then the next morning there's this hell of a commotion going on, and Laurel was there, and Terry and so on. And Laurel was in a completely different cabin to Ian and Terry. And we're all sitting having breakfast thinking, what's going on, what's going on? And Terry, do you remember Terry comes and he says, I'm not sure what's happened, but Laurel's earring's in my bed.
For those of you that don't know, Laurel was my first wife.
We don't know what happened.
Circle for a long time. So when I first started, I was actually one of the young bucks, to be honest. I was pretty young. I was probably in my 19, 18 when I first started, and I was only a part-time player because back then it was my brother, so he was actually training me and all that.
But you were still pretty damn good then.
Oh, thanks for being So for me, like what I've got out of Ian for all these years, Ian, you've always been one of those like a gentleman, like. Someone could come up to you and talk to, no matter who you were, you always open your door. You always welcome them in, it's just personality that you got, Ian. And my son used to go to school with his grandson, and they were best friends for a long time. And I'm not going to go into the details and all that, but then I met Ian there, didn't even know that was Ian's grandson. It was a small world. And Ian, so just want to say, mate, you're top of a bloke, mate, to be honest, and we're really lucky to have you as a friend in this Petanque circle. Thank
you. I know most of them are here for the food, but it's very kind. It just occurred to me today that 80 years ago, my parents realised what a bloody big mistake they'd made. Anyway, yeah, no, Petanque has been a big part of my life for that last 27 years odd, and the people that are here and the ones who couldn't come today for various reasons are some of my best friends, and you know, people I trust. And yeah, it's done a lot for me. It's given me a lot of overseas trips, and we've had great times together, and lots of fun, lots of good stories. And talking to Terry, I remember the time where I was sharing a hotel with him in Rotorua, and we had to get to the terrain. It was quite a big tournament. Terry always strewed his stuff all over the place, and I said, Terry, for God's sake, hurry up. So he bundled his stuff in a bag. Got down to the terrain, and he said, oh, I just ring Susan to see how she is. That was his wife. And he pulled out the remote from the TV.